This book was inspired by a book I saw at the Micah Library, and under assignments, it's under, I think, Vases by Antic Ham or V-Shaped Journal. Anyhow, this was my demo that I made for myself to figure out how to do the book. It has this triangle front cover and a solid back cover with a 7-hole pamphlet stitch that is poked through a bookboard spine or mat board or 2-ply museum board. Same with this bookboard or 2-ply. The thing I liked about this book, when you go see the example, it's a book about vases, and they screen printed on thin paper, sometimes found, like music sheets, old vintage paper. But the paper was quite thin, and they screen printed these vases, and you'll see that under this assignment. The other thing I liked about it is the pages were all different. They had different heights, different widths. See how this comes out further and this comes out further still? But when you put your book together, even though that this page isn't as tall as the tallest page, it has to hit somewhere in the 7-hole pamphlet stitch to be grabbed, and the knot in the back. So this book is a combination of book cloth and paper in this one. But I haven't put anything in my book. It'd be beautiful to draw or do something in here eventually. But I was really just going through my drawers trying to find paper, and on purpose, making it different sizes. And I think it has 16 pages. And I really love how it varies, the size and the rough edge of the page. Okay, so that's another choice. And I want to show you how I built it. You're going to get this handout. And it's 16 pages, like I said. And then here are the layout for it. You'll have that under assignments. So I'm just going to build my book. Like, this is the back cover. This is my paper. I put pencil around it, so like I would double tack this or PVA it, and I would know just where to put it down. And again, you're going to be 2 book boards out and cut your corners like I've already taught you. And this diagonal is special. I give the measurements. This is 2 inches. This is 12 and a half, and each of these sides is 10. So it's a diagonal, 10 and a half by 12 and a half, I write. And there's a special piece of paper, roughly 1 inch outside of the book board. But now the spine is unique too. Let's see. It does have a hard spine. If you look at this one, I had to wrap this with some paper. So I've drawn, this is a half inch wide and 12 and a half inches long. And this is double tack. I would peel that off and put my spine in, cut my corners, roll it over, and then I would flip it over and put it down. It would be all totally wrapped like this. But in between would be all my paper. Let's see. So, but before that, I have my outside spine, just like the larger journal. I would figure it out how, to center it and put my stuff in there equally with my inner spine. Then I would fold all this, get it ready. This would be, I would have all my papers stacked. But before I did that, I would do my inside back cover. and my inside front cover. And I would stack all my papers. Let's say this is a stack of paper. I would get my, this would be covered, my spine would be covered. And then I would take my hot dog, which you can see here. It's only a 1/2 inch wide. I folded it to my 7-hole pamphlet stitch, and then I would bear down with my awl and go all the way through. Sometimes you can use a small drill bit to drill all the way through all your paper to the back. And then I used my thread, which was a 7-hole pamphlet stitch, which I just did on here from this handout that you have on your canvas. Under assignments, 7-hole pamphlet stitch. That's all you're doing on top of here, following these directions. And that's really it. So this is another choice, which I kind of really, and you can change the size. You could make it longer. You know, this could come out this way. So if the pages were longer, then maybe you had a bigger page. You don't want to do it too short because you can see the book, well, it opens flat to a point, you know, but it's kind of nice to have a little length to it. Okay, and that's a choice.